Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by Profotech Solutions team. I am Sanjay. We are learning WordPress JSON REST API tutorial, and these tutorials are for perfect beginners. This is our part 4 in which we are going to create our WordPress post by our application. In our last video session guys, we had seen about that how can we develop our application in HTML. Okay, so this was the application that we have developed in our last video session, and this is in simple HTML and JavaScript code. Okay, so this is the code that we have did in our last video session, where we have attached a config.php file which basically contains a URL. Okay, this is the URL by the help of which we can connect our REST API. Okay, and these are the simple HTML code that we have made and develop our front end section. Okay, so what we did so far, we have created a database data table, as you can see, in which we have created like edit, delete button as well, and this is the create new post model from which we are going to create our WordPress post. Okay, so basically we have taken two basic fields like post title and description. So while clicking on submit button, we need to create by taking these two details to our database table. Okay, so this is the database table related with our REST API, and this is our administrator panel. Okay, so if we go to the post section, just click on that, and now we can see that now we have only one section of post, and this is hello world. Okay, so we want to create a new post into this WordPress post sections instead of doing add new. Okay, if we want to create any post into this WordPress setup, then we are just click on add new and we can create any new post. But instead of clicking on this add new, we want to create any new post from this application. Means we can pass any title and any description to our new created post. Just click on submit, and now we can create new post right here. Okay, so how can we do that? Simple things that we have to follow. First, I'm going to show you that how can we create manually. Okay, by using WP JSON API. Okay, so just click on plugin section, and this was the plugin guys that we have installed in our last video sessions. Okay, so I strongly suggest you guys that if you are a beginner to this channel, then please don't forget to subscribe and keep watching our previous video sessions that we have developed under WP JSON REST API. Also, in our last two video sessions, we had discussed about the JSON API available methods. Okay, so if you go to the settings section, this is JSON API as a sub menu given by this plugin. Okay, so just I'm going to click again on JSON API. Okay, so these are the available methods guys that actually JSON API provides. Okay, as you can see, here is a method called create post. Just I'm going to open in a new tab. Just click on that, and by the help of this route guys, actually we are going to create any new post into these WordPress post sections. Okay, but it basically takes a nonce value. Okay, it is a unique identifier. It's a one-time integer value used by any post. Okay, so just I'm going to create a nonce by the help of get nonce method. As you can see, it's strongly suggested that actually if you want to create any new post, then you need to use get nonce method to create any new nonce value. Okay, so just this is the nonce value method actually we are going to use. Here it is. Just I'm going to open new tab. So just go to your nonce value. This was the method actually we are going to use to create our nonce value. Okay, so basically it takes the parameter called controller and the method. Okay, so basically what we have to do, just write question mark, let's say controller equal to what is the controller, and the controller should be, as you can see, posts. Okay, so we need to pass posts here. Okay, and also we need to pass the method, as you can see, method. So method is what? Method is our create post. Okay, so just write ampersand symbol right here, just write ampersand symbol, and now let's say that method equal to create post. Okay, basically it takes controller and the method. Controller is right here about the post sections, and the method should be create post. Okay, so if we just press enter, so this is the nonce value actually it has been generated to create any new post. Okay, so just make copy of that, go to this route, where actually by the help of this route we are going to create any new post. Just write question mark, let's say that nonce value, and this is the nonce that we have generated. Okay, so right now just separate with ampersand symbol. Let's say the title equal to new title. Okay, and now let's say that content equal to, this is simple content. Okay, and also write status equal to publish. So if we just make copy of all these things, just paste into our editor section to make the clear vision. Okay, what we did, we have created a nonce value. Just separate with all these things. This is the nonce value that we have generated. We want to create a new WordPress post by the help of this title, new title, and this is the content that we are going to attach with this title. Okay, so all these parameters, just if you want to attach in a query string, just we need to add ampersand symbol with each parameters. Okay, so just press enter here, and now you can see that your post is now created. Just go to post section, refresh this page once more, and now this is the post. So just click on edit section, and now this is the section that we have attached. So successfully we have created manually by the help of these two routes, by the help of get nonce method and create post method. Okay, so these are the steps that we have to follow to this application also. Okay, so let's resize that. So now what we are going to do first, if we want to create any new post from this form, then first we need to generate a nonce value. Okay, by the help of that nonce value actually we can create with this post. Okay, so just go to editor first, and this is the code that we have written. Okay, so here is our custom JavaScript file that we have attached. Just open this file, rest.js. So now all we have to do, all our JavaScript code or jQuery code in this file. Okay, so let's say that when we submit this form, when we submit our create post form, and this is the create post form. Okay, so just make use of ID of the form. So let's say that ID of this created form should be, let's say, frm create new WP post. Okay, so this is the ID that I have assigned with this form tag. Okay, and also we need to make name pair value with all these fields. Okay, so let's say that WP title. Okay, and this is the description section, so already we have attached description with this. Okay, so let's change it to, let's say, WP description. Okay, so just make copy of that and paste with this ID also. So just make copy of this name section and paste it here. Okay, so all we have done. So just make copy of this form tag ID, go to JavaScript file, and let's say that jQuery, this is our form ID, and now on submit. Okay, on submit, let's say that we're going to call our anonymous function of, and just we need to write, let's say that console.log form has been called. Okay, this is the simple message that we are going to test on our form submission. So just save this file, and now hard refresh to this page. Just click on create new post, inspect first, just go to console tab, remove all these errors by clicking on this icon, and let's say that simple test, just I'm clicking on this submit button, and this is the message that we have supplied. Okay, so successfully we have attached our jQuery handler with this form. Okay, so all we have to do, first we need to create a nonce value on this form submission. Okay, so before that let's collect all the form data first. Okay, so let's say that form data, and now let's say that jQuery this dot serialize. This is the method actually make all values of this form a by using ampersand symbol. Okay, so if we console this data first, console.log, just save this file, refresh this page, click on create new, get rid of that, and let's say that title, and this is test description. just click on submit button. Now you can see that WP title, this is the name section that we have supplied. This is the title value right here, and this is the name section of this box. Okay, and this is the content right here that we have written. So now we have collected our form data by using this serialize method. Okay, so first we need to create our nonce value. Okay, so just I'm making comment of that, and let's create first nonce value. Okay, so now we are going to make a AJAX call to this API. Okay, this API, because this method get nonce actually create our nonce value, we need to supply these parameters. Okay, so first if you go to editor, this is the site URL that we have written, REST API. Okay, by the help of this URL, if we attach like API get nonce and these parameters, then automatically it will generate a nonce value. Okay, so just go to rest.js. Let's say that this is our site URL. Okay, so all we need to do, let's say that just go to index.php file, and under the footer section, let's say that within a script section, let's say that var equal to AJAX URL, and this AJAX URL should be the value of called php echo site URL. Okay, so if we save this file, this AJAX URL value contains this value. Okay, so if we want to use this AJAX URL to our REST APIs, then we just directly use AJAX URL right here. Okay, so let's say that jQuery dot post method, and let's say that instead of post method, if you want to use get method, then we also use that. Okay, so just write post, and this is AJAX URL right here, the variable that we have defined, and now we need to append the next parameters, and this is API get nonce. Just make copy of that, go to your JavaScript file, and let's say that just we need to concatenate all these values. Okay, this is the URL site URL right here. We need to attach API get nonce. Okay, and also we need to attach that we are going to create a nonce value with this controller and method. Okay, this is the controller post and create post. So we want to create any nonce value, any specific individual nonce value for this method. Okay, so just I'm going to write a function, and let's say that response actually we get from the server, and let's say that console.log, and this is the response that we are going to print on console. So what we did, we have made an AJAX request call by the help of this URL. Okay, simply as you can see from there. Okay, by the help of this route, actually we are going to create a new nonce value, and new nonce value actually comes in this response variable. Okay, and we have successfully printed this variable into our console. So if we save this file, go to our application browser and just refresh this page once more, click on create new post. Let's say that first, second, just I'm going to click on this submit button. So this is the response that we are getting from this API call. Okay, as you can see, when we have manually hit on the browser, then it returns a status, controller, method, and the nonce value. So basically in the console we can see that the response will be same, status, controller, method, and the nonce value. So by the help of this nonce value, if we call this API, then basically it will create a new post into this WordPress WP post sections. Okay, so now first we need to collect this nonce value from this response object. Okay, so let's say that var nonce, and we are getting response object dot, we are going to attach the nonce value with our form data. Okay, so just we need to retrieve this nonce value from this response object. So how can we retrieve that? Just write response, this is the object right here, and just copy this nonce variable and paste it here. Okay, by the help of this we can actually retrieve the nonce value from our response object. Okay, so just in the next step we need to make a API call, and the API call should be something like this. okay, where we need to pass the nonce value, where we need to pass the title and the content variable. Okay, so basically to make use of title and content, let's rename all these variables actually of this form. So just go to create post section, let's replace this WP title with the title. Okay, so just make copy of that ID and paste within this name section. Okay, and also we need to change this description to this description, so just make copy of that and replace with the name section. Okay, so right here now we need to attach this title and description in the query string with the nonce value. Okay, and all these parameters actually we are getting into this FRM data variable. Okay, so let's say that inside this post AJAX call, let's say that jQuery dot post again, and let's say that AJAX URL and the parameters that we need to attach with this API call. So just make this API REST API variable and paste it here. So this is AJAX URL, means our site URL, just separate with API post and the create post. This is the simple route. Okay, we need to attach nonce value, title and the content section. Okay, so let's say that where post data equal to nonce equal to this nonce, right, actually we are getting. Okay, and also we need to attach this parameter with this FRM data. Okay, this is the FRM data. So just if we make copy of that, so just get rid of this right here, just make cut from it. Okay, and successfully inside this second request just paste it here. Okay, and all we have to do, we need to attach this nonce value with this serialize method. Okay, so just make some formatting right here and let's say that nonce value with this jQuery. Okay, so instead of this reference, just make use of this example, sorry, not example, this is FRM create new post, this is form ID. Okay, so we need to replace with that. So now we have in FRM data variable, we have all those variables actually we need to attach with this URL. So if we just checking that what actually values we are getting in FRM data, so let's say that and just comment this section. Okay, so if we save this file, refresh this page, let's say that this is our first and let's say that second description. Okay, so if we just click on this submit button, now we are getting nonce value right here, title, and also we need to separate with a ampersand symbol. Okay, we have missed that. So successfully here we have attached the ampersand symbol, title is okay and the description okay. Okay, so we need to send all these requests to this API call. Okay, so successfully we have made all the things into a clear way. So just I am going to send this FRM data with this API call. Okay, so let's say that FRM data, and now we are going to retrieve all the response from the server as well into this response variable. Okay, not here, just make cut from there and inside this function. Okay, so let's say that console.log and now response. Okay, so now what we did, we have get a nonce value from our first request, we have attached this nonce value by this form data, and now we are sending this form data to our second AJAX request by the help of this route. Okay, so successfully we have did all steps step by step. Okay, so just go to browser again, let's refresh this page and let's say that create new post. This is, let's say that WordPress JSON REST API. Okay, so let's say that just get rid of all these. This APIs gives us the basic idea about creating basic routes. Okay, so if we click on this submit button, just click on that and now status is okay. It means that our post has been created. If you go to this section, So now you can see that status is okay, and all these things are comes into this post object as well. Okay, so if we are checking to this response as well, then now we have status is okay, and now we have a post object which returns all these things. Okay, so if we go to our post section, just refresh this page, this is the post that we have created, but right now it is coming in draft section because we have not passed a parameter called status equal to publish. Okay, so just I'm going to add this, copy this variable, and let's say that while adding these form datas also we need to include status equal to publish. Okay, all we have done. If we save this file, refresh this page, and now let's say that sample test article 1, this is our sample post. Just click on submit button, our post has been created. Okay, so if we go to this, refresh this section, and now we are not getting any draft section because status has been published now for this article. If we click on this edit button, this is the content that we have supplied. Okay, post content is not coming. This is only because I think we have missed the right here. This is the key actually we have missed. Okay, we have given the, I think, description instead of content, so we need to replace the description with this content variable. Okay, so if we save this again, so just refresh this page, create new post, and let's say that sample post article 2, this is sample post again for testing. Okay, just click on submit button, our post has been created successfully. If you go to browser, just click on post, click on this edit icon, and this is the content that we have supplied. Okay, so successfully guys, in this video session we have learned that how can we create WordPress post manually. We have seen by using this REST API. Okay, and also we have seen by the help of this small applications so far we have developed, by the help of this simple form, how can we create any WordPress post from this simple application. Okay, all we have started step by step in this video session. Okay, so if you are a beginner to this channel guys, then I strongly suggest that you need to follow all those videos first step by step to make the clear vision about WordPress JSON REST API tutorial. And also if you haven't subscribed so far, then please subscribe to our channel and get all our updates first. Okay, so in our upcoming videos guys, we can see that after creating this form, how can we list all these datas from this WP post sections to this application. Right now we have a simple dummy data, so how can we bind this data table with this dynamic datas? We will see in our upcoming videos. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this video session guys, then please don't forget to drop your comment. I will give my reply as soon as possible. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.